Well played. You lost just one net point in 4 sets, which is pretty crazy against like a great mover. Just how happy are you with that, and how has that part of your game evolved, I guess, over the years?
Yeah, I think I made a lot of plays today and executed in a lot of areas. Volleys I would have missed a while back, but I feel confident in my net play right now. I feel like I'm making great decisions, so I don't have to overplay. I think I'm coming in on the right serves, on the right shots, choosing my moments correctly, and I think that's why I'm winning a lot of points. I'm able to get close to the net. I'm able to exploit, when my opponent's pretty far off the baseline, and use a drop volley when I need to. And I just thought my decision making up there was really clean today.
How happy is your dad when you volley well?
Oh, he loves it. Yeah, I think he'd rather me volley well and lose the match. No, but I think that's a part of my game that he's had a massive influence in. Obviously, he was a great serve and volleyer, and over the years he tries, to help me get better and better at it. Obviously, we're in a different age of tennis where the baseliners are so good and what guys can do with the return is ridiculous. So you do have to get creative with what serves you use and what times you serve and volley, because there's certain plays that I know that a lot of guys are just too good in certain areas for me to come up with the goods. So I'm very strategic with what serves I use to serve and volley and where I come in.
We good, Javon? I cut him off earlier today, and I feel bad about it.
Okay.
I want to make sure not to do it.
Put on some gloves, maybe? I'll watch it.
So, can you take us inside your brain and trying to let us know the argument you're going to make to yourself about why Wednesday night can be different than last year here, Wimbledon. How do you do that? How do you convince yourself and believe?
Yeah, I think my game is a lot different. I think the way that I'm executing one at the net is going to be a huge advantage to me. I think the way that I'm mixing things up from the baseline is a lot different than a year ago, and I struggled to find my rhythm tonight. It was my first time playing at night since I've been here, and the conditions were completely different, but I got through a tough 4-set win, and for the most part since I've been here, I've never hit my forehand this good. I feel like I have great control. I feel like I'm hitting it bigger than I've ever hit it, and I think my return game has improved a lot. A year ago today, I wasn't comfortable hitting a forehand return. I didn't put a lot in play. I had to go to the chip a lot to put it in play. And now I'm getting to a point in the match where I feel like I'm lockdown mode and I can't miss one. So I think that is a piece that really helps me, because you got to play offensive tennis to beat the best guys. And I think that, all those things together is what makes my game a little bit different than where I was at before. And but I think everyone is working and making improvements all the time.
And then just one more for me on the conditions that you mentioned. Yeah, it was kind of stark to notice how much harder it was for even you to get your ball through the court. How hard is that to adjust to? And I imagine your guys are going to be at night on Wednesday. I guess it is. And what does that mean?
Yeah, we'll see. To be honest, the very first ball change when I got out there today, not the first ball change, the first batch of balls that we warmed up with and played the first 7 games with were massive. They were this big, they were fluffy, and that's something that I hadn't felt since being here. Everything had felt fast. Even the center court feels quicker this year than in previous years. And I just thought, the ball's been going. So then, after he serves the first game today, I'm about to serve my first game, I'm looking at the balls, and I'm like, whoa, and then I didn't have my serve locked in, I had a completely different feeling of the ball coming off the racket, and I felt like that way the whole first until the first ball change. And then after that, it seemed a lot more normal, and the balls weren't as big. I don't know if it was just like a one-off, but certainly different conditions playing at night, and I'm glad that I have that match under my belt now, because I was able to find a good rhythm, and I don't feel that I played as well as I did in earlier matches in terms of a ball striking perspective, but I think tactically I played a really sound match when it got down to it.
Well, quick, short one first. Do you know if you're playing at night for sure? Would you want to play in the day?
I think there's advantages to both. Obviously, we're here right now. It's 1 a.m., so that's the advantage to playing at night. I felt more comfortable in the past here playing during the day. I think it's live. I get a lot of action out of my serve, out of all the shots. But honestly, I've been pretty open. I'm in a really good headspace. I got moved to a different court at a different time tonight, and just kind of took it in stride, and found a way to get it done. And it'll be, my mentality will be the same going into Wednesday. I'm okay with either one.
And then my main sort of thing was, I was glad to hear you say on court when asked the swagger question that you named Lerner. I'm just wondering if you can articulate sort of what you see in him in terms of the swagger, because I think a lot of people are seeing him for the first time and appreciating his aura, like what he's doing out here.
Yeah, I've just been really excited seeing Lerner and Iva Jovic, and Iva trains in Orlando as well, where I'm at. Lerner doesn't, but just seeing the progress that he's made, and I guess I used to think of him as like a little guy, but he's not little anymore, and he's playing some serious ball. So I'm really excited. Obviously, being a lefty as well, it's fun for me to watch. I think that he plays great tennis tactically. I think he's a great athlete, and I think he's just getting better and better. So I think the Lerner Tien Michael Chang duo is pretty dangerous. And yeah, just looking forward to seeing where he ends up at the end of the year.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.